We are down to the last 10 match weeks of the Premier League season. It's gone so quick already, but this is where the drama really happens in the last 10 match weeks. I hope you all going to enjoy this video. Get comfy, but before you get too comfy, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, let me know your thoughts on your team or any team going into this match week in the comment section down below. I'll give my thoughts in this video, and on screen now will be my prediction score up to this point. So if you're new to the channel and wondering what on earth am I on about, every match week up until now I've done a shorts video where I've done my predictions. You've probably seen a few, maybe, not too sure, but anyway, 3 points for spot on prediction, 1 point for the correct outcome, and through all my predictions I think I've accumulated 180 points. It'll be on screen. So yes, let me know yours if you want to in the comment section down below as well, if you're going by the same method and done predictions from the very start of the season. Anyway, let's stop waffling on and let's get into these predictions. And the first game is Nottingham Forest versus Newcastle. Of course, these are the games that happened on the opening day of the season, but reversed, of course, because away sides are now home. That makes sense, of course. Nottingham Forest, though, in the last few games, they have had an incredible home record. I think it's now 10 unbeaten at home. They really have made that place a fortress this season, and you've got to do that if you want to stay up in the Premier League. Newcastle, however, still pushing for a Champions League finish, which would be incredible for them. In this game, though, I don't think either side's going to win. I'm sitting on the fence, 1-1 draw. Aston Villa take on Bournemouth in the next one, and Bournemouth just beating Liverpool. Who's seen that coming? But with the season Liverpool are having, how inconsistent they've been, you probably could predicted that one to happen. In this one, Bournemouth take on Aston Villa, who recently haven't been as good as they were when Unai Emery first took over the club. And I think Bournemouth will want this one a bit more. They're in a relegation scrap and they need to get out of it sooner rather than later. Every point counts, but in this one, I think they'll get all three on the road away at Villa Park. 3 points and a 2-1 victory to Bournemouth. Brentford host Leicester in the next game. This one, I think, will be a tricky game for both teams. Both teams definitely going to be staying up for me, although Leicester are a little bit lower in the Premier League. But for me, Leicester win this one on the road, 2-1 to the Foxes. Next up, I know it's a postponed game, but if you know the way I work, I like to do all the games of each and every match week at the same time, so I do not miss any games, even if they are postponed. So when they eventually get played, I can add on the prediction, and yeah, so it's just guessing for the future, if you get me. So Liverpool versus Fulham in this one, I'm going to back Liverpool to win 2-1. Of course, it's not being played now, but when they eventually play it, I think Liverpool will have turned their fortunes around a bit more and become a little bit more consistent with their results. So 2-1 Liverpool. Back to the games that are on this weekend. Southampton versus Tottenham. Now, this one could be seen on paper as a Tottenham win. However, if you go on to the context of it, Southampton are not doing too bad at all under their new manager. And for that reason, 1-1 will be the final score in this one. James Ward-Prowse free kick. I'm calling it now. It's a massive game down at the bottom next. Wolves versus Leeds. This is going to be tricky. Both sides need the 3 points. Only one side could get the 3 points. And I'm not going to be boring and sit on the fence. So I'm going to go with the Wolves for a 2-1 narrow win at home to Leeds. I think they could score something like a 95th minute winner in this one. Something ridiculous like that. Go on, Wolves. Prove me right. Next up, we go to Stamford Bridge, and the visitors to there is Everton. Now, Graham Potter at Chelsea has turned the tides around. They are starting to build something there, and a few consecutive results of recent. In this one, I think they'll get the 3 points against Everton. Sean Dyche's men won't make it easy though, so I'm going to say 2-1 Chelsea, just about scraping it in that one. Off to another postponed games. Both teams in this one are playing in the FA Cup this weekend. Check out my predictions for that one, as well as the Championship, which are also on the channel. For this one though, when it eventually gets played, Brighton are quite tough against the big six, especially at home, so I think they'll get a 1-1 draw in this one. The final game that's actually being played this weekend is Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. The pressure is mounting on Patrick Vieira as the Crystal Palace manager. I think maybe he'll get to the end of the season, or if they get dragged into the relegation scrap quickly, I think he could go in the next 2 or 3 weeks. For me, though, Arsenal definitely will win this one. Watch Crystal Palace shock them now. But no, for me, Arsenal win 3-0, and hopefully for them, they can win the Premier League. It'll be lovely to see someone different lift the Premier League this season, and I hope they can hang on to it. Now, the last game to predict is a postponed one once again. It is Man City versus West Ham, and when this one eventually gets played, I'm just going to go for a 4-0 City. West Ham this season, where to start? They haven't been great, have they? Man City trying to chase down Arsenal for the Premier League title. Will they do it? I hope not, because as I just said, I want to see someone different lift the Premier League, but it could happen. I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. If you have, please just drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video very soon. Until then, take care. Goodbye.